Hi, thanks so much for joining us on Jewel Tones. I'm here with Caroline Hirons.
I like that. Can you come down the street with me and say that as I'm walking down the street?
Caroline Hirons is coming. Skincare guru, make way. I will do that for you.
Caroline Hirons. I like that.
Hirons.
Sorry, carry on.
I feel like she needs product here. Caroline Hirons.
Yeah, let's do that.
My QVC hands.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to talk all things skincare and pigmentation.
Mm-hmm.
Pigmentation and brightening. That are two things that I'm really concerned about when it comes to my skin. So even skin tone and brightness.
Mm-hmm.
So not to confuse with Michael Jackson skin bleaching or whitening. But what do you think about that, and what top tips do you have?
I think you can do it if you go easy. Mm-hmm. It's when you buy things off the internet or eBay or maybe even Amazon that are maybe not safe or legal in a lot of cases. It's when it becomes more like a skin bleaching.
That's a no-no.
Yeah,
you don't
and
do
also,
that.
why would you do that with such beautiful skin? You know,
I don't
it's
understand.
like,
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, so you can use things, you know, that have brightening ingredients.
Like mulberry and things
mulberry
like that.
and licorice and kojic acid and soy, things like that, that if you look for those sort of keywords when you're buying a product, that would always be labelled brightening anyway, so it would give you a heads up.
So it's about a glow. It's not about making your skin light or anything out. It's just making your skin the most glowy, dewy it can be.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the only problem you have with a darker skin is that you can tend to look sallow.
Yeah.
So it's
Ash.
it's ash for you, and it's more sallow for more of an Indian type skin. So anything that sort of brings brightness and a glow is a good thing, but don't take it a step too far with the bleaching aspect. So there's an ingredient called hydroquinone.
Yeah, which is not.
Which is actually about to be or is already banned in the EU.
Yeah.
But people get away with it because the derivative of that is called arbutin.
Okay.
And that's in lots of products that are for sale. It's just that it's calmer. So that's why, for example, the Far East are obsessed with being pale.
Yeah.
Oh, sweeping generalisation again, but you know, a cultural thing is the paler you are, the higher you are in society. So a lot of bleaching products, and you know, for example, Chanel did their whitening range, which they think they call whitening, but everything that's called whitening in the Far East is called brightening here because it's politically correct.
Yeah.
But essentially they're similar ingredients, but the Far East is full of products that will, some will say whitening, they just go for it.
Yeah.
But that's where you just want to be careful because everyone has different laws. The EU is different from the Far East and from America.
And I don't agree with that. I have had a skin bleaching fatality in the family.
No.
Yes, I have had a beauty fatality in the family.
See, that's just madness.
Where someone died of kidney failure from skin bleaching, from years of skin bleaching, and I just do not understand
Why
not
you
loving
do that
yourself,
to yourself.
and
Totally.
embracing your beautiful skin tone.
Yeah.
I think make the best of yourself, but it's not
Completely.
about being lighter. I don't understand
No,
that.
I mean-
I'm all about the glow.
But the Western world does it too. I mean, in New York, you know, if you're a white girl in New York, you have to be pale. And again, I'm full of sweeping generalisations, but people will hopefully know where I'm coming from. You know, I mean, the whole Park Avenue Princess thing is they don't tan.
Yeah.
They're very blonde, very pale. Any vague colour of pigmentation is lasered immediately at the dermatologist.
That's really interesting.
Whereas if you go to California or to the south, it's all about having a tan, and you know, so every area has its thing. I mean, in England, we don't really have the option of being too tan, so we just fake it till we make it if you're white.
But you know what? A lot of darker girls do use fake tan.
Yeah.
For the glow.
For the glow, yeah, and you know, it can even if you're because you get patchiness.
Yeah.
You know, if I get patchy, I can see it. You might not necessarily see it, but if you get patchy, I'll be able to see it. So it's all about sort of embracing what you have and making the most of it, rather than just going down that bleaching aisle.
No
So
way.
wrong.
Don't do it.
So just use brightening ingredients, use exfoliating acids to make sure the skin is kept fresh. Make sure you hydrate. You know, if you're not using a decent moisturiser, your skin's immediately going to look sort of, I always call it, you know, you can have lovely plump skin or it can look a bit like a sausage roll.
Yes.
Sort of flaky and dry and dull.
Not nice.
No, nice to eat, but not really.
What do you like moisturiser wise? Do you like oils on the skin or traditional cream moisturisers? What do you recommend?
Both. Depends on your skin type. You know, if you're oily combination, you could get your oil from a serum. If you are someone who's really worried about, because some creams you put them on and you can feel them on your skin, and so you feel sweaty.
Yeah.
And you can feel them there.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those. So if that's
and
a
I can
worry,
feel my skin gets plumped as well.
yeah, exactly. So use a light serum underneath a light moisturiser. Keep things light. You know, you don't really need to use anything thick or really heavy or clogging unless you're super, super dry and it's the middle of winter.
Yeah. Perfect. I use oils on my skin, which I love as well.
Oils are the best.
Yeah.
I think England is sort of, well, the UK is years ahead of, in particular, of the US when it comes to embracing oils. I did a training in like 2001 where I mentioned using oils and they were like, oh my God,
Really?
And now they're sort of coming around to it, but it's still a learning process. You know, oil sales over here are huge because, you know, we've been led by France and therapies treatments, and we sort of take the therapy treatment you do in the room and we take it home with us. Doesn't really happen. The US is much more about being sort of keeping everything tight and foaming and dermatologist led and treatment led, as in invasive treatment led.
Yeah. And it's a bit more holistic here, would you say?
You can get a mixture, but we would certainly first of all go down the road of seeing what we could do ourselves. We don't have the big dermatologist culture in the UK, but if you have had a bleaching disaster, go and see a dermatologist.
Yeah. And what are your top 5 tips for getting bright, glowing, healthy skin?
Okay, so start from the inside, drink a shed load of water.
Yeah.
You know, people say, oh, it's not related, it's completely related. You know, your skin is your main organ, you're 80% fluid.
Yeah.
So drink a lot of water. Things that dehydrate your skin, stay away from. So smoking, too much sunshine, although I'm a fan of the sun, I don't see it as the enemy, but too much is, too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Sugar will take away any kind of glow that you've got.
Does it destroy collagen?
Destroys your collagen. It's basically like taking a chisel to your collagen.
Yeah, nice. So we need the collagen. The collagen's what gives it the balance.
Exactly. And then use good acids to keep everything as fresh as possible, and put good serums on top of acids. Everyone spends, most people spend too much money on the moisturiser. It's everything you do before moisturiser that's important. So if you don't have a lot of money and you have a budget, but you have to buy a whole routine, do it with a serum. So get a good cleanser, a brilliant serum, and an average moisturiser, and you'll be set.
That's amazing. So that's the where to put your money.
Yeah, where to put your money.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye, guys.